It's day 4 of the hunt for the Brown University gunmen. That's where we're starting the 7 from the Washington Post. I'm Hannah Jewell. It's Tuesday, December 16th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. On Saturday afternoon, a gunman opened fire inside a lecture hall at Brown University in Providence, Rhode Island. 2 students were killed and 9 were wounded. One of those killed was identified as 18-year-old Mohammed Aziz Umarzakov. He was a freshman and aspiring brain surgeon from Virginia. Ella Cook, a 19-year-old sophomore from Alabama and talented musician, was also killed in the attack. Yesterday, authorities released new videos and images of a person of interest in the shooting. They showed a stocky person of medium height who, hours before the attack, was walking a few blocks from campus in dark clothes and a medical mask. Authorities had initially detained and then released a different person of interest. Now, the manhunt is starting over. Rhode Island Governor Dan McKee spoke at a press briefing yesterday.
Just like all of us, we want to see the individual that pulled the trigger on these young kids identified, apprehended, and brought to justice.
The minimal progress made in the investigation so far has generated exasperation on campus. Some students and others expressed concern that the pursuit of the initial person of interest may have wasted valuable time. Number 2. Officials in Australia said the Bondi Beach gunmen were inspired by the Islamic State. The Islamic State, also known as ISIS, is not the sprawling global terrorist organization it once was. But according to experts, it continues to inspire violence on a global scale. One example is in Australia, where on Sunday, 2 gunmen targeted a Hanukkah celebration at a beach in Sydney, killing 15 people. Australian authorities called it a targeted act of terrorism against the city's Jewish community. It was Australia's deadliest mass shooting in almost 30 years. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese spoke at a news conference earlier today.
It would appear that there is evidence that this was inspired by a terrorist organisation, by ISIS. Now, some of the evidence which is being procured, including the presence of Islamic State flags in the vehicle that has been seized, are a part of that.
More victims from the attack have begun to be identified. They include Rabbi Eli Schlanger, a 10-year-old girl named Matilda B. Britton, and Alexander Klaitman, an 87-year-old grandfather and Holocaust survivor. Number 3. Police said Rob Reiner's son was arrested in connection with his parents' deaths. Filmmaker Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle were found dead Sunday at their home in Brentwood, Los Angeles. The killings have astonished Hollywood and sparked an outpouring of tributes. Yesterday, there was a disturbing development in the case. The couple's son, 32-year-old Nick Reiner, was arrested and booked on murder charges. He is being held in a Los Angeles County jail without bail. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump has sparked a backlash with his comments about the killings. Trump bashed Rob Reiner on social media and attributed the couple's deaths to what he called Trump derangement syndrome. Number 4 is a Post exclusive. A Pentagon plan calls for major power shifts within the U.S. military. Yesterday, the Post reported that Pentagon officials are preparing a plan to downgrade several of the U.S. military's major headquarters. If it's adopted, the proposal would also shift the balance of power among the military's top generals. It would mark some of the most significant changes at the military's highest ranks in decades. And it would in part follow through on a promise from Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth. He has vowed to break the status quo and slash the number of 4-star generals in the military. President Trump has signed more executive orders in 2025 than in his entire first term. That's our fifth story. Yesterday, Trump signed the 221st order of his second term. It was an order instructing the drug fentanyl to be designated as a weapon of mass destruction. Since his second inauguration, Trump has used executive orders for issues big and small, from imposing sweeping tariffs and immigration policies to regulating water pressure from showerheads. With his orders, Trump has repeatedly bypassed Congress and forced the courts to grapple with the constitutional bounds of his power. A post-analysis found that 1/3 of Trump's executive orders have been explicitly challenged in court as of December 12th. Trump's strategy has also left some of his most prized achievements vulnerable to court challenges and potential reversals by future administrations. Number 6. A scientist who studies protein and healthy aging told us what he eats in a day. Protein is having a real moment right now, so our colleague went in search of expert advice. Stuart Phillips is a professor at McMaster University in Canada and a leading expert on protein, muscle health, and aging. He says eating enough protein is key to keeping healthy as you age. The right amount of protein will be different for everyone, but here's what Phillips eats in a day. For breakfast, he tends to eat some Greek yogurt with blueberries and a cup of kefir. His lunch is often 2 slices of multigrain bread with tuna and some fruit, though he told us there might also be some cookies in there. Who could resist? Then for dinner, he generally has a serving of chicken, fish, or beef, though he says he's also eating more plant-focused meals in the evenings these days. You can find the rest of his advice on aging well at the link in our newsletter today. Find that, as always, in our show notes. And at number 7, we tested 5 AI bots with an image challenge. If you've ever wondered what Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson would look like if he had bangs, this is the story for you. Our reporters enlisted an artist, a Pulitzer-winning photographer, and a photo-retouching master to help us challenge popular AI image generation tools. The tasks included deleting an X from a photo, designing art, and conveying real emotions. The consistent winner, including in the challenge of giving The Rock a new do, was Google's Gemini. To see the results, check out our newsletter. But there's also a dark side to improved quality. Creating deepfakes has never been easier. Gemini's newest model, Nano Banana Pro, has been dubbed a misinformation superspreader. Google says it includes an invisible watermark in its images. If you are worried about AI and misinformation, stick with us. Here on our podcast Made by Humans, we promise to do our best to bring you the real news only. All right, you're all caught up. Before you go, we want to hear from you about your listening habits and how you think we can be better. We are running a new survey for a limited time. It shouldn't take more than 10 minutes to complete, and when you're done, you can enter to win a $100 gift card. Find it at washingtonpost.com/podcast survey. That's washingtonpost.com/podcast survey. Thanks for listening. I'm Hannah Jewell. I'll meet you back here tomorrow.